So Jimmy Yancey got known because in 1939 there was a concert in Carnegie Hall. It was called From Spirituals to Swing, and it featured, it featured a lot of African American artists performing various sorts of American musics. And for a lot of white people, this was their first chance to hear this. And one thing they did is they brought out 3 pianos, and they brought out 3 of the fattest piano players you could ever think of. These were Albert Ammons, Meade Lux Lewis, and Pete Johnson. They were these gigantic boogie-woogie players. And Meade Lux Lewis and Albert Ammons were from Chicago, and Pete Johnson was from Kansas City. And they were playing some serious boogie-woogie, and it ignited the nation, and the boogie-woogie craze began. They started playing in New York City, and then Boogie Woogie became a household name and just sort of got played to death.
What year about?
This was about 1939 was when this concert happened. So then in the 40s, and then it became picked up by rockabilly pianists and rock and roll. Rock and roll is Boogie Woogie with a band. So this music really was a very important part to the American popular music tradition. It's a 12-bar blues. It was all early rock and roll has these piano elements. So it's really important. One tune that Meade Lux Lewis played was the Yancey Special. And that's what got Jimmy Yancey's name known. Jimmy Yancey would have played in obscurity till he died. He never would have recorded. He would have just been a guy we never heard of. And we were so lucky that Meade Lux Lewis paid him this honor and played a tune that was the Yancey Special. Because then later, Yancey went in and recorded a boatload and was beloved until he died. So I'm going to do one of his pieces, one more of Jimmy Yancey's pieces, because he really does mean a lot to me. It's called Jimmy's Stuff. Here it goes. formal training, I'm not fully sure of Jimmy Yancey's formal training. The stories are that when he was like 11, he went to England and performed for the Queen or King at the time, because he was with like a traveling sort of vaudeville act. So I think he learned in that capacity, is my understanding. But with Jamie Yancey, there's something real interesting in that every other pianist, you can kind of trace something back, or you can say, well, he's a man of his time. He's playing in this style, like all those other guys, or okay, I don't know where that came from, but he says he learned it from a guy named Toothpick. You know, he never recorded it. So like, okay, he learned it from Toothpick. But Yancey it's such his own style, and it appears to have come out of nowhere. People say the Spanish kid, because then he got that, you know, because that was sort of the tango rhythm of the time, and that's there a little bit, but there's something that doesn't make any sense. It appeared out of nowhere in the form of Jimmy Yancey, and it's the kind of music that it exemplifies the point that Carl Sonny Leyland made to me the other day that I love so much. That when we talk about boogie woogie, now we're going to start getting into some faster stuff. Like that's very plaintive, beautiful music. But when you talk about boogie woogie, this music didn't evolve like say Harlem Stride in New York, where everyone was trying to cut each other's head off with technique skills, and I can do this more than you, and I can stride from that piano and over. This was, can you get him dancing? Can you make him feel it and move? And so Jimmy Yancey is a perfect example of that. He's not out techniquing anybody, but what he's doing is playing, beautiful melodies, heartfelt stuff that's poetic and groovy. It's really groovy.